Alright guys, yesterday on Friday's trading day, a stock ran over 700% with zero halts, and I'm sure you've heard about it, especially if you're in the Discord. You might have caught it early and actually traded this stock. The ticker symbol is PTPI, Petros Pharmaceutical Inc. Now, it's not only this stock. I want to talk about what happened with this sector and how money could be being pumped in and out of certain institutions and a few tinfoil hat theories going back and forth to avoid certain runs in our main plays like AMC and GameStop. Without further ado, all I ask you guys to do is hit the like button. It's free. It helps me out tremendously. Hit the subscribe button. Get us to 13K subs because we are literally just touching 13,000 subscribers. And of course, drop a comment, your thoughts. I'm going to try and answer as much comments as possible. Now, PTPI, you can look over on any platform. You're going to scroll down and you're going to say, well, what is the news making this thing run, right? Why am I going to jump into a stock that has a falling chart, essentially a dying company? It's randomly being pumped on zero news. And even if you look further, there's this article that goes, why is Petros Pharmaceutical stock up? They say PTPI stock is rocketing higher on Friday despite a lack of news from the men's health pharmaceutical company. The company also hasn't made any filings with the SEC, but they go on to say that it's an easy target for retail, and that's basically what's causing this run, right? Yeah. I don't think retail made this thing run 700%, although maybe some FOMO kicked in, sure. But again, we have seen these stocks with no options chain get halted way less and have a higher percentage rally. But the funny thing is, ticker symbol PTPI actually has options chain on it. So what happened here? Well, if you come over to the NYSE halts that happened yesterday, of course, you're not going to find PTPI because it was not halted. I want you to pay attention to a few other ones. Ticker symbol CNSP. CNS Pharmaceutical stock was halted over 10 times. You keep scrolling down, ticker symbol ALLR, Alarity Therapeutics stock was halted multiple times. And heading over to ticker symbol CNSP, you're going to see that this stock ran right? The same way that PTPI ran, up 243% on Friday. However, PTPI was up 700%. Ticker symbol ALLR, that also got halted multiple times, was only up 32%. PTPI up 700%. So why did stock not get halted when these ones ran significantly less? Much significantly less. Now, coming over to the PTPI chart, I wanted to bring up a few things. This chart is running through cycles, and they're clear as day cycles. However, there is not really an explanation for these random pumps that happen in the stock, but what I can tell you is basically 30 days from the start of a cycle and 30 days before the end of a cycle, this happened over the past 2 times. So is it an algorithm thing? Sure, maybe, but it's more so a pump and dump scheme to flood money into institutions that need it or what is going to happen. And the only reason I say that is because the other stocks in the same sector got halted tons of times. This stock did not get halted. Now, in the cycle, where it's playing out would be the peak of the cycle. This is where the cycle usually peaks. You see it time and time again. This one didn't play out inverse, but it played out a little bit different, and you saw the cycle peak a random day. So it definitely had something to do with the algorithms. With that being said, just to toss it out there, if you are going to trade this, I think this thing is just going to continuously sell off. The IV is probably absurdly high. Options is probably not worth it unless you get super far out. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but this thing is most likely going to sell back off at least into mid-May, late May. So that is my outlook on PTPI, but that is not the point of this video. Right now, I have ticker symbol PTPI underlaid over AMC. So AMC is an orange overlaid under PTPI. And what I wanted to show you, and what you're going to come to find out, is about a month before AMC had the largest short squeeze that it had, where they took the buy button away in January of 2021, Petro Pharmaceuticals got put on the market. You know what else got put on the market? Ticker symbol CNSP. It got put on the market. It got put on the market, same time frame, a year later, ticker symbol ALLR. Now, PTPI, when AMC had its major rip, it had a major dump. Well, that's interesting, right? The next time AMC ran, all the way up to $70, it sold off, it got cracked, was when PTPI ran. Now, if we take a closer look at the percentages we're talking about a 50% candle that happened in a single day. Now, of course, times have changed, but again, you move on and you see, okay, PTPI dumped, it got slammed, and it got a major rip, 330%, which again is very close to what it just closed at on Friday. Following that, AMC tanked, PTPI tanked, and then they started moving very similarly together. Now, I want you to pay attention to AMC's cycles and what happens. This part and AMC, this little orange part. I want you to pay attention to right here, right? Looks very, very similar, doesn't it? And finally, right where we're trading at right now. Now, when did PTPI have its significant pops? Right here, and of course, once again, right there. This is pretty simple because what I'm basically making you to look at is when did AMC have a significant top or a significant bottom? Right after, and now right after. AMC is in this zone where it's going to make a major move one way or the other come next week or the week after. And it's just following a bunch of these stocks. Now, some might say, okay, well, due to which stocks got halted, which stocks didn't, this could be a pump and dump scheme to stop AMC, but I don't want to stop you right there. Just to add on to it, AMC's on the threshold securities list for 3 days. Now, don't click off the video just yet. Before we get into the tinfoil hat stuff, a quick fundamental toss out here. The box office, $488,485,969, the highest it's ever been, and we have earnings on May 5th. Oh, okay, well, you have that lawsuit coming up. You have a major earnings that are expected to be solid. Well, you can expect, based on where the stock is going, when it's going to make that high or it's going to make that low, you can just assume with an educated guess that it's going to be a high, in my opinion. Now look at this. Yahoo now shows implied shares outstanding for AMC and APE. The original float was sold and IOU promissory shares were sold into clients' accounts. Now someone is on the hook to find 2.53 billion shares. Now try to stick with me. Let's say firm A has FTDs to handle. Firm B will sell them non-existent shares via dark pools, and firm A uses those shares to deliver on FTDs. So firm A basically says, okay, we have a ton of FTDs that we have to get rid of. This is where the threshold securities list comes in, right? We got to get rid of these now. Firm B says, all right, I'm going to sell you these shares so you can just cover them in a dark pool, not affecting price action. And keep in mind, these shares don't mean shit because they aren't shares, but they will get it off the threshold securities list and you can clear your FTDs. Now, firm A says, all right, I'll do that. I'll take these shares, I'll deliver them in the dark pool, fails to deliver, boom. And then we'll sell you back non-existent shares to, firm B. Firm A will sell these non-existent shares back to firm B so that firm B is cleared, firm A is cleared, at least for the time being, right? Because these FTDs are just going to stack up again. Now, B has made a few bucks from the difference of those two trades, but even if they didn't, this could help one institution save another institution's ass, further kicking the can down the road. And that is exactly why you see stocks pool up on the NYSE threshold list and get knocked back off. Now, TDA users are required to go to the old version of the website to buy through lit exchanges. You guys let me know if you're seeing this. You have updated your order flow preferences. Down here you can see direct routing, equities, and options had to actually be changed over on the old version of the TDA website. But basically, they were making buying pressure not even legit, basically giving everybody IOUs for the time being because it's easier for them, right? They don't actually have to hold stock certificates. Instead, they say, we have your money here and we're going to do whatever we want with it. And when you want that money back, we'll give you that money back. The stock ownership is not really there. It's not like a DRS system. Therefore, the supply and demand of stocks don't actually get triggered. Now, short squeeze looms for AMC as stock borrowing rates soar. Going into next week, a lot of articles are coming out basically stating that AMC is on the verge of a short squeeze. These are the borrow rates. They're at all-time highs, and this thing is about to explode. This is basically what all of these articles are now saying. And again, the media always wants to be right. Certain websites are giving them a perfect squeeze score. And overall, this is what we're looking at going into next week. There is a lot of pressure built up, and I want you guys to let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Subscribe, have post notifications on. Before you guys click off the video, download Moomoo and make a deposit. It can literally be a penny using my link. Get up to 15 free stocks and join the Discord linked under the video as well. That is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.